Making sense of politics and the cultural divide from a different perspective. This is America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant on News Radio 710 Keel.
Well, hello, citizens. It is still a great day in the USA. It's Tuesday again, and we are here advancing the cause of American liberty and freedom. I'm C.L. Bryant, and this is America on the Edge, where you'll not live on the edge, but you will have the edge, broadcasting from within the borders of the greatest success story the world has ever known, and that is the United States of America. Along with me is my co-host, Stephen Parr, and I will invite you to stay a while. And Stephen, tell our folks what we have in the lineup.
We have another busy day here on America on the Edge, and the key here today is that we are doing an interview with Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams is running for mayor of Shreveport. It's kind of a milestone for our show. It's the first elected Democrat who's going to be on America on the Edge, and I think that's a great thing for us to be doing, and I really want to find out why he's running for mayor and what he hopes to accomplish.
Absolutely. Known Patrick a while, and he's a great guy.
We are also going to be talking more about the rioting, the race rioting that's gone on in St. Louis after a police officer shot and killed a young man who was fleeing from him, and has led to 2 days of rioting in the meantime after that. Tragic
situation. We're not really sure the identity of the shooter. I'm thinking he's black, which would change the paradigm of all of that.
It would be very, very interesting because, again, the specter of race is over all of this, and some people who make a living off of race are capitalizing on it.
Right, exactly right.
And we're also going to be talking about Robin Williams and what he has been dealing with, the depression and some of relapsing into drug abuse, and of course his suicide, which we announced yesterday live on air. And he's not the only comedian to go through that. It's interesting to see the number of comedians that have battled that same battle and lost.
Isn't it amazing how perhaps the idea of comedy does cover some dark spots in their soul, in their lives. It's amazing. I'm just still unbelieving, in shock about Robin Williams. Kind of grew up with him, you know what I'm
saying? I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I've been watching some of his best of clips most of the day today, and we'll get more into that later on here in the show. Our question of the day, by the way, is about Robin Williams, and that question is, what is your favorite Robin Williams memory? And I have a hard time answering this. There's so many, but we want to hear yours. Please call 318-320-KEEL, 318-320-KEEL. You can also send us a tweet on Twitter at The American Edge, or reach us on Facebook.com/America on the Edge.
And we're going to be here with you for the next hour. And, of course, we invite you to stay a while. Stephen and I had a great time yesterday out at Savoy's, had some really fine guests on. Dr. Casti and, of course, David Vitter was with us. Even Alan Seabaugh was with us. The only person was missing that I really, of course, it was not his party, but we invite him to have one, was Rob Maness. It would have been a complete show of folks. And, of course, we need Mary Landrieu.
We do.
Wherever she is, we need Mary Landrieu on the show.
And we've been sending out invitations.
And I promise you that we'll be very cordial and kind. We just want to talk to you and, of course, want you to talk to the people that you've been serving for the last 18 years.
Let's get into the buzz.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Well, there's some breaking news coming out about Iraq. This is according to Reuters. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel says he's sending 130 additional military advisors to Iraqi Kurdistan to help with that. So the no boots on the ground certainly is increasing. We've got now over 300 that will be there. And, of course, we are striking ISIS targets with air power, hitting them with drones and with F-18s.
Yeah, I think, Stephen, that is going to increasingly intensify. I think the president has now gotten the message that it's going to take a lot more than the pinpricks that he was doing in order to eradicate these folks. But I don't think it stopped the advance of ISIS, ISL at all.
It really, I think you're going to have more boots on the ground to do it. And I don't know if 130 people will do it.
No.
But there is perhaps some good news, and it deals with the power struggle going on in Iraq right now. The Prime Minister, Nouri al-Maliki, has been officially replaced. The president of Iraq has instituted another gentleman, Haider al-Abadi.
Right.
And al-Maliki says, no, that was illegal. I'm not leaving. And he had surrounded the green zone in downtown Baghdad with some of his own personal military troops.
There's a coup coming there, and Maliki's not going without a fight.
And here's a good bit of news late this afternoon. According to the New York Times, Maliki says, and he told the military in a televised address, not to get involved in politics. So he's saying to the military, let this play out in the courts. Don't let it play out militarily.
Right.
And we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, these are interesting times that we live in, perilous times we live in, especially there in Iraq. And the proof in the pudding and the question of the day is going to be just how does America lead in this situation?
And what you think of Iraq may be based upon where you get your news information. Frank Luntz is a political strategist. He does a lot of focus groups, a lot of research work. Actually, somebody that I admire and respect. I've learned a lot by reading some of his books, Words That Work. But he's starting to think it doesn't matter. It's now basically who you watch. Listen to him.
What happened to the media's reputation for at least trying to do what's right? It's happening everywhere, and the problem is partially with the consumers themselves. We don't watch news to inform us anymore. We watch news to affirm us. And so I ask people, what news network do you watch? And I can guess with about 90% accuracy whether they voted for Barack Obama or Mitt Romney.
I don't know if Frank still works for Sean, but I've met Frank on a couple of occasions. Great guy. And he said, we're not looking for information, we're looking for affirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a huge difference in the way it used to be, Stephen.
It's a problem. It used to be, as we were growing up, you would watch one of the big three networks,
Right.
and you pretty much were getting kind of the same type of information, and it seemed to hit both sides. There were investigations going on.
Right.
And over time, those three have drifted left. CNN came on the scene. CNN drifted left. MSNBC jumped left with a springboard to get as far left as they possibly could.
Yeah, and even though Walter Cronkite was a liberal of his day, he'd be very conservative as a newsman today. This is C.L. Bryant. You're listening to America on the Edge. We'll be back with Patrick Williams. Stay right there.
This is America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
The Italians are not the only lovers of pizza, but just to make the Johnny's Pizza House experience more authentic for you, we invite you to be Italian. We'll whisk you far, far away to a land of romance and squisito Italian pizza. A 12-inch for just $12.99 begins your journey. Our new bacon and tomato pizza seasoned with Johnny's special Italian blend. Enjoy, no. Go there, Johnny's bacon and tomato pizza today. Johnny's Pizza House. Taste the best.
Have you ever thought, I wish I didn't have to search for the best price on printing or direct mail? Tired of trying to design your own material on some confusing website just to get to the end and it's not that professional look your business needs? Well, stop searching and call Graphic Industries. We've been waiting on your business, ready to help you with your printing and direct mail needs. Graphic Industries offers all types of print, stationery, brochures, flyers, catalogs, door hangers, books, pocket folders, postcards, variable printed letters, and much, much more. Graphic Industries can direct mail for you, too. You can customize a mailing list, target a certain demographic, or just flood the market and get your name in the homes of thousands of potential clients. Lowest prices, best quality, and a faster turn time. Visit us online at graphicindustries.net. or call us today at 318-222-1100. Graphic Industries, the #1 choice of printing and direct mail.
Is your house just not cool enough when you walk in from work? You deserve to sit in the cool and comfort of your own home after a long, hard day. Give the friendly folks at Premier a call at 222-1980.
Doctors Thornton, Pugh, Ollier, and Watkins from the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center are excited to tell you about a new, made-for-iPhone hearing aid, Resound Links. Resound Links is the fully featured hearing aid designed to connect directly with iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. Built with revolutionary technology to bring you a smarter, smaller, and more connected hearing experience. Call the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center at 888-408-6318 today to experience Resound Links. That's 888-408-6318 to schedule your appointment to learn all about Resound Links. Apple, iPad, iPhone, and iPod Touch are trademarks of Apple Incorporated, registered in the U.S. and other countries. Once again, call the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center at 888-408-6318 today to experience Resound Links.
Hello, everybody. This is Henry Byrne. God, faith, and freedom are not free. Many have paid the price. Let freedom ring. What a great radio program. Go get 'em, CL.
You're listening to America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
Welcome back to America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant. I'm Stephen Parr. Our question of the day, what is your favorite Robin Williams movie? And we got a call in from our friend over in Wascom. John Wascom says, Death to Smoochie.
That was a good film. That really was. Yeah. And while we're at it, I want to mention that this is what's this, National Middle Child Day.
National Middle Child
and
Day.
I want to give a shout out to my middle child, my middle girl, Ever Dawn Bryant. She says that she's 37 years old, Stephen, but I know that is a blatant lie. She can't possibly be that old.
I've now got the song Ever Dawn, What's That Flower You've Got On in my mind.
No, we were hippies back then, and so we were naming them all, Sunshine and all that type of stuff. But happy birthday, baby. Daddy loves you. Stephen, who do we have?
Well, we have Representative Patrick Williams. He's running for mayor of Shreveport, Louisiana, and we really appreciate you taking the time to come by America on the Edge.
Wow, awesome. Thank you so very much for this opportunity. It's truly a pleasure for me to be able to sit here with both of you guys here.
Well, thank you so much, Patrick, for being here with us. You know that I think the world of you and wish you well. Although we're going to be very fair to your opponent as well.
Oh, yeah.
We'd like to have Ali Tyler in here with us, but we want to definitely have the best qualified candidate and the candidate who loves Shreveport
right.
The most. Our city is experiencing some difficulties with its employees and so forth, with the sick outs and the wages that they're complaining about and all of that type of thing. Patrick, how do we fix this?
CL, the only way that we can fix this is to grow our weight out of this. I mean, there's not even an option of talking taxes, and I think that's what most people think. More money, you throw more money at a problem, you can fix it. That's not the answer at all. And speaking of the sick out, that actually was just communications issue. I mean, if the administration would have just talked with these individuals to let them know what was going on, I think they just really were fed up. The morale at that city is really low. And that's because of the position that we're in, lack of leadership. Shreveport can't afford another failed administration.
Wow.
And that's the problem what I see there.
One of the things that you're talking about as your campaign, one of the issues for you is infrastructure. And CL and I were talking about this the other day. When you come into a city, the first thing you see a lot of times is the airport.
Right.
And when you fly into Dallas, you see DFW, you got that great airport, it's busy, it's active, right? When you fly into Shreveport and you get off that plane, the first thing you do is you trip over the carpet because it's coming up. How is it that's what represents Shreveport when people first get here?
That's, again, lack of leadership. I mean, that's the problem with it. If we just really take control of where we are, meaning take pride in who we are. The pride of Shreveport is gone. That's one of the things that I see when you go around and see how dirty the city is. Little small things like this. I mean, where the thoroughfares are not mowed. Those are some simple things that could really make the city look like it's doing a lot better than it's doing, and that really would get the community more involved. If the administration of the city took pride in themselves, then the community will, because they want to. They want to do this thing. They don't want to live in these in a dirty city.
Making it more attractive. And you mentioned the word morale. I was born in Shreveport, born in Confederate Memorial Hospital back in the 50s, and have seen the evolution of this city. I love this city. This is my home.
God, yes.
And it's sad to me sometimes to go to a place like Tyler, and a city that's actually smaller than Shreveport, yet you have more variety of restaurants, sometimes maybe not nightlife, but variety of life. Quality of life even seems different there. And the word morale, it seems that sometimes we as Shreveporters don't have the right type of attitude, the right type of morale toward our city. And I think you're absolutely right. It is a matter of leadership and someone who does have a positive mental attitude toward where we live. What say you?
Until we accept reality, we can't change it. And to think that our city's in a good position, you're not accepting reality. I've accepted that. And it's going to take hard work. I mean, seriously hard work. Someone that's going to get up early and stay late. It's going to take a lot of energy and vigor to do this job. It's someone that's already have contacts. It's about relationships. That's what I found as being a state representative. It's about relationships and communicating to get the things done that's we're going to need in this city. I mean, we've been sitting on what we call potential for so long. We have so many natural resources that we haven't taken advantage of. And in my opinion, it's just this group of people that have been stifling the growth of Shreveport.
When you talk about get up and go, Patrick, I remember when you walked.
Oh yeah,
to Baton Rouge, man. I was totally impressed. Totally impressed with that.
Again, the reason I did that because to bring awareness to autism and childhood obesity, I knew that was going to take something, putting my voice and my actions to what I believe in, and to show that this is something that I truly believe in. I'm going to endure all of this 226 miles. I mean, that is a long, enduring thing, and I couldn't have did it without my God. I'm telling you, there's no doubt about that.
Amen.
And it's about putting real actions to work.
And you were named Legislator of the Year by the YMCA, State Representative of the Year by the Louisiana Assembly on school-based health care for that action. Let me get your idea again on this the city pride issue.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of New Orleans, it's the Big Easy, right? You think of some other towns. They've got their own identity. They know who they are. In Shreveport, it seems like we've got a New Orleans-style Mardi Gras. We've got Las Vegas-style casinos. We've got Hollywood-style movie productions. But we can't be something unique and something that's going to, in the long term, be successful if we're saying is we're like those, but not quite. Who are we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't be an imitation. Who are we? Who is Shreveport, in your opinion? And what makes us different? What makes us special? And what's going to make us successful?
Leadership. Everything boils back to leadership. It's about putting things that we have, like we are really what I call a service-oriented city now. We can't do anything with that. We have natural gas, those resources that we have. We have Bentley Steel that's coming here. We have to actually build off those entities that we have. We have to build off of what we bring to the table. We haven't done that in the past. You know what it's been? It's been about these leaders wanting to leave a monument to themselves. That's what I see. And it's not about, and they think in 4-year terms. That's it, because that's all they feel that they're going to be there. But we have to actually think about our next generation. You know, that's what politicians do, think about the next 4 years, the next election. But statesmen and leaders, they think about the next generation. So that's what we have to talk about. How are we going to leave jobs, good paying jobs here that can attract our kids back, the ones that are left, and so our other ones won't leave. So we have to develop our own identity of who we are and what we want to do.
That's exactly the situation. Statesmen are needed in political office today, whether they're Democrat, Republican, conservative, whoever they are. We need statesmen who care about not only cities and municipalities, but our state as well. And this is a question that I have for you. Steve and I had a statistic a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was, where the dropout rate in Shreveport is 1% higher than the dropout rate in Chicago.
Wow.
That is a startling statistic. As mayor, what type of incentives do you take to our young people? You were talking about the next generation. And this is something, of course, that we're going to ask Ollie Tyler when she comes in. What do we do to stimulate the interest in education for that next generation?
First of all, I'm going to tell you, because this is a big peeve of mine, leadership. Once we elect a mayor that doesn't even, just barely has a high school degree, our leaders are not taking education. I have graduated from Green Oaks High School. Right. I received my architecture degree from Southern University, my MBA from Centenary here, and also I'm finishing up my PhD from Walden University. So it has to be a leader that really understands what education means. Once you have education, you can't take that away. That's the one thing that we have to instill in our students, the importance of education. You can't go anywhere without it. In these days, any type of education, you need to get it, even if it's a trade, technical trade. And so that's the thing, what I'm telling you in this area, because of the Bentler Steels, all of the natural resources and those jobs that we have, direct our kids to those particular industries. And not just say because you like to cook or you like barbering to go to that area. I mean, you're not going to get anywhere there. You have to direct them to there. We have one of the best aeronautical schools here. You know, everyone that graduates can leave with a job, $40,000, $60,000 right out of the bat. So we have to direct our kids to those particular jobs where they can really go out and make a living with.
You have been a state rep since 2007, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you also have your own architecture firm that you're just talking about. Mm-hmm. What makes you think that you're going to be the leader that can run the city government, that can handle all the bureaucracy and handle all the infighting and handle all the political fighting on city council?
Because I've done it. It's about experience. In working in Baton Rouge, being able to work with Democrats, being able to work with the Republicans, being able to work with our governor. It's about being able to really communicate and work on the issues. It's about the issues. You know, I know the Speaker of the House, Chuck Cleckley. I know John O'Leary, the President of the Senate. I know the Chairman of Appropriation, Jim Fannin. I know the Chairman of Ways and Means, Joe Robideau. It's about being able to communicate. It's not, you can't do anything on the job training on this one. It's about, because it's too serious. Our city is in trouble. And if you don't realize that, then I'm not sure where we are. So we can't go on someone because we like them. I mean, those things are over. We can't do that anymore. It's too critical to put someone in there to give them on-the-job training. And so I come in with those experiences.
I do know that wherever I travel in this state, regardless if it's a governor's breakfast or where have you, I'm always seeing you. And I will say this about you, that there's not a person that I have known that has a bad thing to say about Patrick Williams. And I do wish you well in this race. And God bless you and God keep you. And I thank you so much for coming on the show. And we want to have you back here very, very soon. And so all the best to you, and we'll be looking forward to talking to you again.
Sia, thank you so much. And I know you're sincere when you say that, because you tell me that all the time. I really appreciate you. Thanks. Thank you again.
Talk to you soon. Folks, You're listening to America on the Edge. This is C.L. Bryant along with Stephen Parr. We'll be right back.
This is America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
It's a summer sizzler showcase. You could win a $5,000 gift card to any Louisiana Boardwalk store, including Bass Pro Shops. Presented by the Outlets at Louisiana Boardwalk. Look online to win at 710keel.com.
If the number on your thermostat is going up just as quickly as the temperature outside, your air conditioner may have a serious problem. Give the friendly folks over at Premier Heating and Cooling a call at 222-1980.
Hello, Hello, I'm Liz, a student at Hillsdale College. Here is Hillsdale President Larry Arnn on the legislative vesting clause of the Constitution.
Article 1, Section 1 of the Constitution states, all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States. To the founders, legislative power was the power to make laws that apply to all alike, that are clear and easy to understand. The Constitution says all legislative powers, and that means Congress cannot rightfully delegate these powers to some other body. Today our laws are thousands of pages long. Sometimes rules are tens of thousands, and no one can read them. Congress has abdicated its legislative power to unelected bureaucrats and countless executive agencies. This is a violation of Article 1, Section 1 of the Constitution.
This Constitution Minute was brought to you by Hillsdale College. To join the national conversation on the Constitution, go to constitutionminute.com.
Katie Pratt here with Pratt Homes of Tyler. If you weren't looking to build your dream home and $100 per square foot ended up not fitting your budget, and you're really not interested in purchasing a manufactured home, maybe, just maybe, a Pratt modular home is the solution. Pratt Homes will custom build over 300 floor plans with the exact same materials as a site-built home for pennies on the dollar. How, you ask? Go by and see my daddy on the East Loop in Tyler, or go to prattmodularhomes.com and find out. That's prattmodularhomes.com.
Experience the glitz and glamour of Hollywood at the Stars of the Silver Screen Black and White Ball, this year's 25th annual auction against AIDS. Work the red carpet as you enjoy decadent hors d'oeuvres, live entertainment, and other surprises. Plus, original works of art, collectibles, and more will be available to the highest bidder. This year, you're the star at the Stars of the Silver Screen Black and White Ball, Saturday, August 23rd at the Horseshoe Riverdome. For ticket information, call 318-222-6633, extension 2011.
Conserving water is mostly a matter of using good common sense. If everyone that used the Sparta aquifer simply turned the water off while they brush their teeth, we could save 1.5 million gallons of water per day. Before brushing, wet your brush and fill a glass of water to rinse your mouth. The declining Sparta aquifer is our main water source in North Louisiana. Do your part for water conservation. Be Sparta smart. Make every drop count. This public service announcement is brought to you by this radio station, a member of the Sparta Media Network.
Giving you the edge. This is America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
Welcome back to America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant. I'm Stephen Parr, and our question of the day today has been, what Robin Williams memory do you have that means the most to you? What is that for you across the Arklatex? We want to know what you think of that. Obviously, it's been a big issue that's been reaching into a lot of hearts across the area. So that's what we've been asking for folks is how does that relate for you with Robin Williams? You can give us a phone call, 318-320-KEEL, 318-320-KEEL.
You know, it's been a long time coming as far as Robin Williams is concerned.
Yeah,
and I know that we have some clips or something on that.
We will have some clips on Robin Williams and also some other comedians that have ended up committing suicide. So it's not just limited to him, but we will be getting to that. Unfortunately, we first have to start talking about what's been going on in St. Louis. This weekend, this was actually in a small town outside of St. Louis, in Ferguson, which is kind of a suburb out there. A police officer shot a man named Michael Brown on Saturday, a young man, and he was killed in that shooting. Reports are that multiple gunshots were fired. There had been an altercation. Whether Michael Brown was trying to grab the police officer's weapon or not, that's still to be determined. And then as Brown was running away was when he was shot. It's led to 2 nights of rioting throughout the area. Listen to what folks are chanting on the ground.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. People have their babies. People have their parents. People are walking and chanting. No justice, no peace.
You know, Stephen, I was on with Sean yesterday on his Sean Hannity on his radio program yesterday, and we were talking about this very thing. And I said, how can there be justice? How can there be peace when you act in a knee-jerk way towards something that the facts are not in on. I mean, there can be no justice, there can be no peace if you're going to prejudge and then riot and loot like they did.
And I think you're reaching on two different issues that are absolutely correct. You're right on both of them. One, there's no excuse for the rioting.
None.
There isn't. And we're going to come back to that in just a minute. But there's also, you're right on the prejudging. Let me read to you a pamphlet that's being passed out by what's called the Ad Hoc Committee for Justice on behalf of Michael Brown.
The Ad Hoc Committee.
The Ad Hoc Committee, right?
Okay.
Doesn't that remind you of the Old West? Let's just get a group together and
string them up.
And by the way, this is being run by the new Black Panther Party.
Oh.
They're involved with this. But their demands, they have a list of 4 demands. Number 1, the officer involved in the shooting death of Michael Brown be immediately identified.
Mm-hmm.
The police department said they're not going to identify the officer that was involved in the shooting, at least until the investigation says that charges should have to come up.
Not through a demand of the new Black Panther Party.
Right, not because of them. If the investigation that the police department is doing and the FBI is doing to it says this officer now needs to be identified for charges, then they'll do that. But until then, they're not going to.
Right.
The other demand, number 2, the same officer should be immediately fired and charged with murder. That's what you're talking about with prejudging.
Yeah.
New Black Panthers are saying we should charge this officer with murder. We don't even know
what happened.
What happened yet?
No, we really don't, Stephen. And as I had said earlier, I said this on, no, I didn't say this on Hannity. I said this on Webb. I was on David Webb late last night. And I told him that the word on the street, my sources on the street in St. Louis are saying that this cop is a black cop. And that may be why you don't hear a lot of the Sharptons and people like that coming out saying this is some white-on-black crime. This may have been a black-on-black crime. We don't know what went down. Something really hairy, something really bad went down. A young man lost his life, tragically. And so, but we don't know what contribution he may have made to that. And that's why the chance of no justice, no peace, and this new Black Panther folks hollering for this and that, that can't be honored.
And regardless of what has happened in the aftermath, there is no excuse for. There's been 2 nights of rioting. Businesses have been burned. Products have been stolen. People are driving in from around the area so they can participate in the looting. Listen to a clip we have of a man named DeAndre Smith, who has admitted that he was in the area at the time.
And this is exactly what's supposed to happen when injustice is happening in your community. When you have kids getting killed for nothing. When they out here minding their business, doing things, you can lock them up. You can teach them. You can mold them. At the same time, you ain't got to kill him. He ain't got no gun in his hands. Why you killing him? You say Trayvon had a hoodie on. You didn't know what was going on with him. He didn't have no hoodie on. His hands was up when you shot him. So what's your excuse?
Some of those businesses that they burned in their own community, and again, the word on the street is from sources that I have in St. Louis is that so many of the rioters and the looters that came into Ferguson were not from Ferguson.
Right.
And so they burned down some of those businesses that actually belonged to black business owners. Did not help that situation whatsoever. But what was interesting about what this young man said, is this. He said from the outset, Stephen, this is what's supposed to happen?
Yeah.
When you have it, are you kidding me? Is that the mindset that we have here? This is what's supposed to happen?
By the way, when we have injustice, but I'm going to not harp on that too much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what he was saying. That's not what's supposed to happen when there's injustice.
Right.
If there really is injustice, what's supposed to happen is what Martin Luther King did, where you link arms and you cross the bridge.
Right.
You
after you have the facts.
He didn't burn down buildings after you had the facts.
Right.
They didn't burn down buildings with the bus boycott.
Right.
That's not what happened.
Right.
When there's injustice, you do not then take the low road. I talked to this about PR.
Mm-hmm.
When you have the high road, don't give it up.
I like that.
So if the police officer was in the wrong by shooting a man that he should not have shot, keep the high road and say, we as a community demand answers, and we are going to stand here silently and rigidly until we get those answers.
Absolutely. That has been effective down through the ages from Gandhi to King, and it would work still today. And I do agree with that high road opinion that you have. When you have the moral high ground.
Yes.
When you have the moral high ground, don't give that up by descending into rioting and looting, because you diminish your cause as well as yourself in the eyes of those that you eventually will need to plead your case.
That's right. In this case, one person was killed, and hundreds, if not thousands, have been wronged by the rioting. Listen again to Mr. DeAndre Smith. By the way, he was doing this interview standing in front of a burned-out business, but listen to the rest of his interview.
I was here. I was out here. That's all I can say. I was out here with the community. That's all I can say. I was out here standing side by side with the community.
You know, what's amazing about that, Stephen? Even though DeAndre had to speak his piece and all this type thing, man, but it does not make sense to admit to a felony.
Right.
I mean, the guy, I was
That's
out
all
here.
I can say. That's all I can say about that.
Well, all you could say about it was that you participated in this. You were here. And so, but anyway, the whole idea about that is this. The mentality comes from entitlement that has been cultivated by, and I'm going to blame the NAACP. I'm going to blame Al Sharpton, because there has been a victimization mentality that has been seeded and cultivated in the minds of people like DeAndre, thinking that this is the right thing to do when it is the exact wrong thing to do, and then to chant, no justice, no peace. That's straight from the Al Sharpton playbook. Folks, this is America on the Edge, and I am C.L. Bryant along with Stephen Parr. We'll be right back.
You're listening to America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
SB Magazine, North Louisiana's premier publication, is your source for local entertainment, home decor ideas, gardening information, fashion trends, and seasonal gift guides. Every month we take you behind the scenes at some of Shreveport Bossier's most fun events in Ion SB. And you'll find SB Magazine everywhere. But the best way to make sure you have the most current issue is to subscribe. It's just $16 for 12 months. Call Debbie today or go to our website, sbmag.net. SB Magazine, the pulse of Shreveport Bossier.
Doctors Thornton, Pugh, Olier, and Watkins from the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center are excited to tell you about a new, made-for-iPhone hearing aid, Resound Links. Resound Links is the fully featured hearing aid designed to connect directly with iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. Built with revolutionary technology to bring you a smarter, smaller, and more connected hearing experience. Call the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center at 888-408-6318 today to experience Resound Links. That's 888-408-6318 to schedule your appointment to learn all about Resound Links. Apple, iPad, iPhone, and iPod Touch are trademarks of Apple Incorporated, registered in the U.S. and other countries. Once again, call the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center at 888-408-6318 today to experience Resound Links.
I'm C.L. Bryant. I have a new show coming to the radio. It's called America on the Edge. It's a fresh, conservative look at the issues. Join me weeknights at 6 p.m.
with my co-host, Stephen Parr,
right here on News Radio 710 Keel.
On your smartphone, you can check company email, stay connected with family on social media, play video games, and now listen to your favorite radio station. Introducing Radio Pup, an app you can get for your smartphone that lets you listen to your favorite radio station anytime, anywhere. Find out where the party's at tonight, what's going on in local news. Always be in the know with Radio Pup. Download Radio Pup in the iTunes Store or Android Market for free, or head to radiopup.com. Radio Pup, the radio app that follows you everywhere. Brought to you by American Wholesale Mattress.
Down Home Meats in Stonewall makes hickory smoked sausage the old-fashioned way, by hand, with only the finest and freshest ingredients and no fillers. Down Home Meats, owned by the Chamberlain family since 1982, makes old-school smoked meat and sausage that's done right. Down Home smoked sausage so good it was featured on the Food Network show Barbecue America with Rick Brown. Next time you're shopping for groceries, grab a couple of packs of Down Home sausage. Sausage that's done right.
Robert J. Wright here, back Wednesday morning with Aaron McCarty.
More on the tragic death of Robin Williams.
And Aaron's not-so-scientific mayoral poll. We'll give you updates right here Wednesday morning, 6 till 9 on News Radio 710 Keel.
You're listening to America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
Welcome back to America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant. I'm Stephen Parr. One other thought here, C.L., on this deal in Ferguson, Missouri. Just about 25 minutes ago, Reuters put out an article saying that Barack Obama, President Obama, has called the police shooting death of an unarmed black teen a tragedy and called for thoughtful response after 2 nights of violent protest.
Well, I wonder who wrote that for him.
Here's the thing. With this now been 48 hours past, and this is the first we've heard from the president on this. When you go back to the L.A. riots, the Rodney King riots, within 48 hours, H.W. was on the ground in L.A.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And this type of response, and this is exactly what you and I talk about a lot, to ourselves before the show and all this. The no drama Obama thing, man, that's just old in every corridor that you can possibly imagine. I'm talking about on foreign policy, IRS, on this. And the only thing that he really got excited about was this thing last year with Trayvon, when and then the beer summit, the
beer summit when he spoke out too early.
Yeah, too early about the police and was wrong on that.
Right.
And everybody knows this is a tragedy, Mr. President. Tell us something presidential.
Our question of the day has been, what is your favorite Robin Williams memory? We told you last night about his tragic death, and we want to hear from you. Give us a call, 318-320-KEEL, or send us a tweet at The American Edge. CL, I wouldn't be here in this seat today if it weren't for Robin Williams in a roundabout way.
How so? Tell us.
I got my job, my first job in all of media was because Disney had come to Austin to make the movie The Big Green. It was a soccer movie.
Big Green.
They hired my brother, my sister-in-law, and me to be the technical advisors for the movie. They were going to hire Robin Williams to be the stadium announcer. At the end of the movie, there's a big soccer game, and you're the stadium announcer. They were going to hire Robin Williams. And Disney was kind of in negotiations with him. This is about the time of Aladdin. And they decided he was very expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure. This was after Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh, yeah. This is well after that. This was about 95.
Cost a lot of money.
So Robin Williams was too expensive for the movie. I happened to be very cheap. And so they put me in the movie in the role that Robin Williams, they had wanted Robin Williams to play. He would have done a much better job.
I don't know.
I did it for a lot less money.
No doubt. No doubt about that. But that's totally cool, Stephen.
But that's how I got started in broadcast, and that's why I'm here today.
Glad you made it.
Well, thanks. It's great to be here with you. I'd like to play just a couple of clips here from Robin Williams, just some highlights of his career.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll. 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck. Hang on a second. Wow! Wow! Does it feel good to be out of there? I'm telling you, nice to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, where are you from? What's your name?
Aladdin.
Aladdin. And it's weird, in California this summer, all the state parks caught on fire, which was sad because these parks are full of weed. It's bad news. It's like, even the guys fighting the fires are like, oh my God, make another rainbow, Tommy. Oh my God. It's weird.
Stephen, he will be missed. This was a great talent, brilliant mind, and never met him myself. In fact, I've not known anyone who knew him, so I'm not really that connected with him, except through you.
through me with the Big Green there.
And but it's a shame how such a great talent could be so tormented.
Good Morning Vietnam was the first film about the war in Vietnam that my father ever watched. He's a Vietnam vet, lost some classmates over there. And that was the first time he ever talked, after that movie, was the first time he really ever talked to me about Vietnam. And so it opened doors for my family in that regard. He's not the only comedian to have suffered from depression. Listen to a clip here from Richard Jenney.
One night, I actually went to the video store. Listen to this. I rented all 4 Jaws movies in a row. This is a low point in your life. When it's like 4:45, you're watching Jaws for the Revenge. That's the title, Jaws for the Revenge. And you're sitting there going, this shouldn't be the title. The title should be, here's a fish, you're stupid. That's the title.
You know, Jenny shot himself, didn't he?
Jenny shot himself back in 2007 at the age of 49.
Funny guy, another funny guy. Richard Pryor comes to mind. Rich, we don't have that clip, but Rich said that, you know, the whole thing with that, setting that alcohol.
He lit himself on fire.
Yeah, he said that fire wakes you up, right? You know, it takes you out of that mood right quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But again, not the only one. Lenny Bruce was a comedian who was an inspiration to Robin, and he battled depression and died from drug overdose. John Belushi died from drug overdose, and actually Robin Williams was one of the last people to see John Belushi alive.
Right.
And then another Saturday Night Live alum died from complications of this. Listen a little bit from Chris Farley.
My name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker. Now let's get started by letting me give you a little bit of a scenario of what my life is all about. First off, I am 35 years old. I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river.
He died, sadly, from a drug overdose. But again, I don't think you're taking these drugs. I don't think you're abusing these drugs unless you're also battling with some of those same problems with depression.
I think that is. And, you know, Stephen, we've decided that we're going to do a show, folks, on the question of what is depression. You know, there are a lot of people who live in quiet desperation with this. And I think it would be good if we did a show that's a couple of segments that's dedicated to what that is. Because I think we're going to find in this economy, in this America today, with the things that are going on that you and I talk about every day, I think there are going to be more and more people who suffer with this.
Robin Williams went on 13 USO tours, and we've had a lot of vets coming back who have suffered from the same problems.
Amazing. And folks, this is, in fact, one of the tragedies of life. You never can you can never prepare for that, can you?
Cannot.
People are on the edge. America's on the edge. This is C.L. Bryant with America on the Edge, and we will be right back.
This is America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
If you're tired of getting nickel and dime for your company's marketing needs, GI Marketing Group can help. We're a new, evolved marketing company with no monthly fees or markups and with quicker response times. With GI Marketing Group, there is no outsourcing. We own the production facilities, everything from print, mail, video, digital, and web design. We do it all in-house. Call us today at 318-222-1100 to start saving time and money, or visit us online at gimarketinggroup.com.
8 years ago, Louisiana Power Sports opened for business in Houghton. Well, a lot has happened since then. Louisiana Power Sports has grown into the #1 exclusive Polaris dealer in the South, and we're still growing. Louisiana Power Sports is now open in our big new building on Benton Road, just 1/2 mile north of I-220 in Bossier City. Over 30,000 square feet with a bigger showroom holding more new Polaris ATVs and side-by-sides than ever. A huge new state-of-the-art service department and more parts and accessories. Come see the new store, say hi to everyone you know, and see and test drive the new 2015 Polaris models. Louisiana Power Sports says thank you, Louisiana, thank you, Arkansas, thank you, Texas, for 8 great years in Houghton, and invites you to come see us in our big new location, now open at 3715 Benton Road, 1/2 mile north of I-220 in Bossier City.
Louisiana Power Sports, get ready to ride.
LouisianaPowersports.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ben Beach, a dentist with Shreveport Bossier Family Dental Care.
Using the latest techniques in oral and IV sedation, we can eliminate the fears you may have about dental treatment. So come on in and let our family take care of yours.
Ask about the $1 exam and free bleach for life. Shreveport Bossier Family Dental Care is open 6 days a week with locations in South Shreveport, North Shreveport, and Bossier City. Visit ShreveportBossierDental.com or call 686-7470. That's 686-7470.
William F. Duncan doesn't just offer auto, home, and life insurance. He does it with great personal service. William F. Duncan has covered Caddo and DeSoto parishes for over 18 years. Call him today, 318-532-4300. Tell him CL sent you.
Hello, everybody. This is Henry Burns. God, faith, and freedom are not free. Many have paid the price. Let freedom ring. What a great radio program. Go get 'em, CL.
Conserving water is mostly a matter of using good common sense. If there's a drip in your home, it can waste a lot of water. A leaky faucet can add from 20 to 40 gallons a day to your water bill. That's literally money going down the drain. Get leaky faucets fixed. The declining Sparta Aquifer is our main water source in North Louisiana. Do your part for water conservation. Be Sparta smart. Make every drop count. This public service announcement is brought to you by this radio station, a member of the Sparta Media Network.
Giving you the edge. This is America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
Welcome back to America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant. If you'd like to help support the show, if you'd like to advertise your business with us and let us help support you, please give us a call. It's 1-855-288-6987. Again, 855-288-6987. C.L., what's your favorite Robin Williams memory?
Fisher King.
Yeah?
Fisher King was my favorite movie of Robin's. In that movie, you know, Stephen, he was wrestling with some demons there, and you find out that, you know, it was a personal problem with the loss of his wife and that type thing. He wound up on the street as homeless, and it seemed like that this monster would this come up out of nowhere,
flaming knight,
and just beat him, you know, down.
Yeah.
And I thought it was absolutely brilliant. The way he did that. I loved Good Morning Vietnam, but Good Will Hunting,
yeah,
that was a whole different level.
I loved the work, just some of the improv stuff that he did. One of my favorite shows on television of all times has been Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's a complete improv thing. It's based off of some of the work that Robin did early. Well, when they had an incarnation of that show on ABC a couple years ago, Robin Williams was actually a guest star on it one time, and it was an amazing half hour. And it wasn't just because of Robin Williams' improv abilities. He was excellent at that. What was awesome about that show was that guys like Wayne Brady and Ryan Stiles and Colin Mockery all rose to the level of Robin Williams. They all raised their game. He's one of those people who made people around him better.
A truly unique individual. It's hard to think that we're speaking of him in the past tense.
Yeah.
But his time has come, his time has gone, and we will remember him. And we also remember from sea to sea and around the world our servicemen who give you and I, Stephen, the privilege and protect our right to speak our mind behind this microphone. This is C.L. Bryant signing off for today. We'll see you in 23 hours. America on the Edge. We'll be back then.
To protect and defend what we believe and keep America strong and living free. They see the damage and the pain,